Hi everyone, welcome to our day 4 for literacy. Today I am going to walk you guys through comparing two stories. We've now read access to water and then access to fresh water. They're two different stories. One is from Well, and then the other one was from our student workbook that some of us might have at home, but some of us who don't. I also put it online. I got some comments saying, Miss Flores, I don't have my workbook. Okay, I understand. I put the documents on your assignment so that we all have them. Okay. Um, so we are going to do that today. Remember that I do record my videos a day in advance. So what you're seeing here is for Wednesday, but this is also nice because here you can see what is due for the day, and it's easier for you to know, okay, that's what I need to get done on Google Classroom. So let's go through your to-do list first, which I don't have up. I'm so sorry. Let me just do it really quick though. Yeah. Okay, so it'll be Thursday. You'll watch the video and then complete the assignment titled Comparing and Contrasting Stories. Okay, so that is the assignment, and you will have to log into Amplify for 20 minutes and Epic for 20 minutes. Make sure we are reading in full on Epic and Amplify. Amplify is so nice, you guys, because you're doing reading and writing and they make it fun. It's actually super fun. I like it a lot. So um, regardless whether I like it or not, but I do get some feedback of how you're doing with your reading and writing. So please make sure you're completing 20 minutes every day by the end of the week. You should have an hour and 40 minutes completed. Also remember that by the end of the week, I am doing another Amplify raffle for all of you guys who have an hour and 40 minutes done. And there's new prices that I've added to what you can choose from. So make sure you're completing that, okay? And then I also put your timer here in case you want to use it. This is only if you want it and need it, but you don't have to use it. Most important is watch the video, complete assignment, go on to Amplify and Epic. So now we are going to the classwork. Classwork is comparing and contrasting text. So you'll click here, and also there's step 1, 2, and 3. So read access to fresh water again, which is this page here. Read Well pages 20 through 21. I put the slides here. It does take a little bit for it to load, so just be patient. Give it, a minute or two for it to load. And then find the Google Doc with your name to fill out similarities and differences, which is this. Last time, some of the documents didn't work for you to type in. If it does not work for you to type, just create a Google Doc and turn it in, okay? I'm sorry, technology sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't, but I know that you can create a Google Doc and put your answers that way. All right, so let's start off by reading Well pages. I am going to read it for you guys, but you also need to go back and read it again. So here are the pages, and here's access to fresh water. Okay. So Well, the story of water on Earth. Access to the well. Some families are lucky; they can turn on the tap for drinking water, to fill a bathtub, wash their car, or water the garden. But other families around the world are less fortunate. 1 billion people, almost 16% of Earth's population, have to walk more than 15 minutes to get to the nearest water supply. There, they gather water for their day, just a few jugs, barely enough for drinking, cooking, and cleaning. Other families don't have access to enough water to meet even these most basic needs. While the amount of water on Earth is always the same, the distribution of water across the world isn't. Huge differences in rainfall can happen from country to country and even within the same country. Less rainfall means less water available in lakes, rivers, and aquifers. Sometimes there just isn't enough water where it's needed most. Because water is not evenly distributed across the globe, nearly 1/5 of the world's population does not have access to enough water. Many of these people live in Africa and Asia. A bucket of water weighs about 10 kilograms or 22 pounds. Imagine if you had to carry a bucket or two from a well to your house every day. North America has 1/3 of the population of Africa, yet North Americans use 3 times as much water. How is this possible? Nearly 300 million people in Africa do not have access to enough fresh water. So here we talked about the chart, right? We have the place on this side and then the average daily water use per person on this side. We can easily see that North America uses a lot more water per person than other places. China and India are home to over 1/3 of the world's population, yet they only have access to 1/10 of the world's fresh water. Crazy, huh? So our main idea for these 2 pages are having access to the well. That this means that not everybody has the same access to water like people in other countries, right? Some of us, like us in the United States, have more access to fresh water than other countries might have. And then you have plenty of details to back up that main idea. So now let's read the other reading that we read this week, which is access to fresh water. So when you guys click on that image, this will show like this, okay? So access to fresh water. It is a desperately worrying statistic that nearly 1 billion people in the world lack clean, healthy drinking water. Residents in the UK can turn on tap and access safe drinking water whenever they like, but the situation is very different for the people of Africa. So far, I can see that a similarity would be, okay, they both are talking about how not everybody has the same access to fresh water as other people in a different country. Okay, that is a similarity, something that is the same between the 2 texts. So that's something you guys have to think about as you're reading both of these texts. Okay, what is the same? What is different? Okay. So every day, millions of people in Africa, usually women and girls, walk miles to have access to any water at all. The length of time it takes to collect the little water they can get means that they do not have time to do anything else during the day. Children do not get the chance to have an education simply because they are too busy collecting water. To make matters worse, the only water they have access to is from streams and ponds. The water is usually full of diseases and makes themselves and their families very sick. Adults face a decision on a daily basis between dehydration and sickness from the water they drink. Even worse, they have to face this decision for their children. So here I can say another similarity would be that it talks about how they have to walk miles to access the water. Maybe a difference would be that in the first text it doesn't really talk about dehydration or sickness, right? And in this one it does. So maybe that's a difference. And then remember at the bottom here we have a glossary with lack and dehydration that tells you what these words mean. Lack means to not have enough of something, and dehydration is to not have enough water in your body. Okay, so now that you read both of these, you're going to reread them. One well page is here and access to fresh water here, and then complete this assignment. So once you click on that, this will come up. So comparing and contrasting text. If you see these 2 stars, this means you need to complete. I wrote sentence starters, but you do not need to use them. So I did one of the boxes for you. So this one I did for you, similarities. So both main ideas are about how some places don't have easy access to fresh water. Okay, this is done for you. What you need to do is this box with the stars, this box, and this box. Okay, so you need to find another similarity that you can think of. You can say both supporting details explain this. Okay, so talk about the details. So what is the same within the details? And then differences, the main idea of access to water includes blank, which are not mentioned in the main idea of pages 20 to 21 of One Well. This is only a sentence starter that can help you. You don't need to use it. You can find 2 differences that you see from these 2 readings, okay? Maybe the main idea can change a little bit. One of them is access to fresh water, and then the other one is also access to fresh water, or access to water, period, right? They don't have like a faucet where they can just go and turn it on, right? So what difference do you see? You can type it here, and to erase it, you can just highlight it in case you don't want to use my sentence starters, highlight it, and then start typing. Like this, and I'll erase it, okay? I'm gonna leave it. And then here, the supporting details of pages 20 and 21 of One Well includes reasons about blah, 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 while access to water does not include this information. If you find something on from the one wall pages that you did not see in the other reading, then you can mention it here. Okay, this is differences, these is similarities, and you only have to do one similarity and then two differences. Oopsie. Once you're done, remember you need to turn in. Oops, up here. Just click the turn in button. And then your next step is to log into Amplify and then Epic. Remember that by the end of this week, you need to have an hour and, oops, it didn't save, an hour and 40 minutes on Amplify and have logged into Epic 5 times. Friday is going to be a catch-up day. You'll have a book to read on Epic and a quiz on Google Classroom. But once you're done, if you haven't done some of the assignments, you need to go back and check that work and make sure you turn it in, okay? Whoopsie, my dog sneezed. Sorry, guys. All right, well, have a good day. And again, today is our Google Meet at 1 o'clock, so make sure you come back at 1. Check that link on our homeroom class. It is in our homeroom class. Click on it and join us. Remember to grab one item from your house to share with us. Anything that you think is special to you or that you like, okay? Have a good day, everybody.